Hey guys, Chauncey Phillips here with a brand new swap meet video. Going to swap meet looking for DVDs, Blu-rays, any other weird stuff, toys and stuff. I haven't been to this one in a number of months. The last time I came, if you guys remember, it was like I came here really early in the morning when it first opened, like maybe an hour or so into when it opened. Now it's a lot later, but it was like totally abandoned, and there was like all these areas where there was nothing there. So I'm here later now, so maybe there'll be more people out. It looks a little bit busier at the same time though. It doesn't look like there's that many people here yet again. But we'll see if there's, maybe a little bit more stuff for sale, or if it's still like totally abandoned again. I don't know. So we'll see what we see. Who knows how long the video will be. But let's go and see what we can find at the, at the local swap meet. They have a few of my, typical hats I always wear. These same ones, with no logos or anything on them, like in a lot of other different colors and stuff like that. So I guess they have, official Coolduder hats in here. I could get more of them. There's a whole bunch of really ultimate sun-drenched tapes. Like, look at the Jingle All the Way one. The Beauty and the Beast one is really sun-drenched out. Like, there's hardly even anything left in the cover, and it's real, like, it gets like that, too, from sitting out in the sun a really long time. There's that weird Casper one. Like, I don't know if it got so sun-drenched now. It's, like, sort of see-through, but I think it's got sun, washed out that it's even worse looking. Real dirty and stuff. I'm definitely going to have to be doing a good hand washing after in here. And here's some movies in here, like nothing really, like a weird, like 2.5 Men, like random disc of 2.5 Men, and like some kind of Hannah Montana thing, What Happens in Vegas, I Think I Love My Wife. Nothing really too different. That's a lot of things you see here are always like really stereotypical. Sometimes you see some decent stuff, like that's kind of a weird thing to see Haggard, but other than that, it's kind of the stuff you see a lot. And they always have a ton of these kind of like $1, $2 random kind of stuff where they have like in bulk of like strange random, tape and like strange socks and stuff like that, and these like lint rollers and like umbrellas and stuff, and like it's like these kind of just things you get in like bulk and stuff of real random in bulk kind of items and stuff like that. But you always see like a ton of this kind of stuff here, like in bulk. Like when you go to Florida, I always go to like the weird kind of places there, and they always have these kind of things just like this in most of their flea markets. They're not really like items like people are selling. It's more like this kind of stuff and like odd shirts and stuff. And they have these things. I used to always remember these as a kid, where you throw them on the ground, they make a popping noise. I remember I was like, as a little kid, I was probably like 6 years old, 7 years old, I went to the park and was throwing them on the ground, and this woman was like, called the police on me when I was a little kid and said, "You were throwing these at me." It was really a bad experience. I never forgot that, throwing these little things out around the park. It's funny here today, for some reason getting in was free. It's normally like $1 or $2. So like, I don't know if that's like it's a certain day it's free or something, or if it's a bad sign, like, oh, it's free because there's not a whole lot of stuff out. But it seems like there's a little bit more things out for sale than some of the other times. Some of the times when I've come here, there's been like no one here whatsoever. At least today it seems like at least there's some more people selling stuff compared to other times, which were really dead. Look at this weird like Honey Smacks like jacket, like racing jacket for Honey Smacks. That's kind of a weird thing, it's like some weird old jackets and stuff in here. Like this is like a real like 90s jacket one. But this Honey Smacks one is kind of interesting here. And they have a bunch of old scary tools. If you want some old scary tools that look like they'd fall in Harry and Marvin Home Alone, you can get them here. And they've got over there like a Winnie the Pooh and a weird old retro seat. So I guess it's sort of retro Winnie the Pooh over there in his retro seat. Here's some more random stuff, some random games over here, and some like soundtrack CDs like Bullworth. And like I see, you always find kind of odd random items. Like, what a random CD. The Twilight New Moon, like one of those weird double backs with the side, and that TV movie version one. It's always some of the most random stuff, like I said, like all these really old surge protectors, like these ones like look like absolutely ancient. And then over here, a random, Star Wars Episode 1 toy. Like, it's like just so sporadic and random what you find in here. And here's a few more movies here, like I don't know what this one is. And there's like a real beat up, like you saw, everything's real beat up. Like this Jaws one, Saw, a Karate Kid VHS, Up Close and Personal VHS. My Life in Ruins, like I said, the randomest stuff. Like, here's like a weird Hitch bootleg. See this strange, cheap bootleg of Hitch, like that. Yep, it's definitely a bootleg of Hitch. You can even buy construction cones. If you ever wanted to buy construction cones, you can buy them here. They have some nice deflated balls. Like, look at this totally deflated ball and like a weird belt thing. But I'm not seeing too much in here today. You know, I'm looking through it. I always, you know, just give it a shot and see what there is. Because, you know, like I said, you never really know the kind of stuff that can show up in here. But a lot of times, it's just like sporadic, strange stuff that's like almost stuff that, you know, mainly would just get like thrown into like, you know, Goodwill piles and stuff. They have some old like Beetlejuice toys over here, like Beetlejuice without his head. I always loved these ones as a kid, but like Beetlejuice missing his head, and like strange stuff like South Park toy, and like I do not know what this thing is at all. What this is from? My Little Pony, and another one I don't know what this character is from. Like an X-Men one, I think from like '94 or something like that. I remember that one. But like I said, really, like a lot of these. Like, what are some of these ones? This weird, you know, Mickey Mouse one. It's some real sporadic stuff in here. A few more of the random movies, like I said, Rescue Me, Transporter 3, Bruno, I Am Legend. And what if all the rare movies were underneath of these tarps? You never would know. They could all be under here, closed up, because I see like an old, you know, CD kind of player over there, so who knows, it could be under there. They have a whole bunch of old Sony Discmans and stuff like that. Discmans and that kind of stuff in here. They have a whole bunch of old like keychains and stuff like that. I see some of them are Disney, Mickey Mouse ones and stuff like that. So these are kind of interesting. It's like really old, like old Doug. I think that was from the Disney's Doug. A bunch of different, like I said, old keychains and stuff like that. Promo ones and stuff like that. Here's a, I think that's a, I don't know what that one is. It's all screwed up. And they have an old Steve Urkel doll here, but he has his glasses missing. I don't remember what this doll was from. And Ed Grimley one and that one. So that's kind of cool. And there's some more movies over there. I see like a real random one there, The Ugly, and like Dogma, but that Ugly, like I said, that's kind of a weird one to see, The Ugly. Like I said, it's real random, the kind of things you can see in these places. And sorry for the sun, it's kind of an awkward position right now. It's very sunny, so you can't really, it's like kind of putting shades on stuff, that's why. The Big Fat Greek Wedding. But we'll see if there's anything else interesting in any of these. Like I said, it was running, like, there's a lot of stuff kind of randomly strewn about. Well, I think that was literally it. I pretty much showed all the places that had movies, like every little spot that had them. We'll have to go look at that abandoned part, because as usual, that one area is abandoned again. I don't know if there's ever a time when you come here and this one area I'm going to show you guys is ever full, because it would be kind of cool to actually come here when this whole place was totally 100% full, because I came here today at about 11:30. I think it only goes till 2 or 3, so it kind of feels like, you know, if it were going to be out, it'd be about as many people who would be out. I think maybe sometimes Sundays are busier. I don't know how it all works, but wasn't too much today. And mostly what you see is just a lot of like old scary tools and stuff like that, like weird, like, you know, it's just like strange tools that look like they're probably from like 40 years ago. But that's kind of all you see. And you see some movies, but they're always, it's real sun drenched and real washed out, and kind of the real typical stuff you see every so often. Like I showed, you see something kind of odd like The Ugly. Like, how did that one end up in here? You know, it's like something that you would not typically see. But as you can see though, as usual, it's a lot of abandoned, empty areas in here. I don't know why, like I said, it's always so sporadically and hardly full in some of these spots. But let's take a look now at the real empty area. But as you can see now, we're getting into the real empty area where it's totally empty. I don't know if that, like I said, if there's ever a time you can come here and these areas are really packed up and you actually see tons of people. But you come here now, it is totally, absolutely empty. Like I said, these booths are still sitting here. So like I said, I don't know if you could come here at a certain day or something like that, and maybe there would be more people out here. But it's just too bad, because I feel like it's one of those things, like you look at some of the swap meets that other people go to, like Fluffy Gamer and stuff, and it always seems real busy. This one, for some reason, always seems to be so dead. I don't know why, there's never really that much. And I always just kind of pace around here and look at this. And sorry if it's real windy. It's kind of windy today, so it's like a bit of a windstorm, so you may be hearing a lot of wind and stuff. You also have to be really careful when you walk around, because there's a lot of indents in the thing, because it's like, this really was an old drive-in, so they have all those slants and stuff like that for where the car is. So if you're not paying attention, you could really turn the sheet out of your ankle here, and it could be bad. And if you did it out here in this abandoned area, they could not find you for hours. You could be out here screaming and screaming, and no one would help. I've turned my ankle. Can anyone help me? I've turned my ankle horribly out here. Hello? Ow. My ankle. Oh, shit. As you can see, it's not good to turn your ankle out here, because no one There's no one here to help. And you even got a real art shot here. It was going a second ago of like American Beauty. See the bag? We've got an American Beauty bag. If anyone would come back here, they could witness this. The American Beauty bag flying around in the wind shot. There's a random remote control down there. I do not know what it goes to. I don't know. It's like a random piece of like the old, driving up there, like driving screen, doing some weird noises up there. It's very creepy when you come back here, especially with these strange noises. It's a little piece right up there of metal. You can see it like, in the wind, moving around in the wind. There it goes. This is the kind of area too, I feel like somebody could just snuff me out and then hide me in like one of these weird things back there, and I could probably be dead back here before anyone found me for quite a while. And like I said, no one ever walks over this way except me. You know me, when areas are like this, like totally empty like this, I love just poking around them and experiencing them, because there's very few places you can go to that are this strange and out of like who knows what it is. Like I said, I always come in here sort of feel like it's a little bit like dead end drive-in, like before like they really did anything with it, or like maybe the dead end drive-in got abandoned, and they finally got all those teens out of there, and this is kind of like what it would be like at the dead end drive-in when they all were abandoned and left the dead end drive-in. Well, come on down to Coolduder Shack. I don't have anything for sale here, but if you come here, you're having an amazing time with full-fledged abandonment. Well, I do have one thing for sale, this lone solo lime. So if you want this, you could come down to Coolduder Shack and get this lime. Well, since there's nobody here, I can lounge out here all by myself, and no one can tell me to leave. Get your ass up! Oh shit, I'm split personality! If anyone came down here and said, why are you walking around in here? There's nobody out here. All I have to do is say, what are you talking about? There's lots of people here. Like, I could make them think that I'm nuts and I'm seeing, people, or, people actually trying to sell this stuff. What are they going to say to that? They might call the, the sane asylum, though, and put me on a temporary hold, though, if I said that to them. So I think I'm probably going to get the hell out of here now. I think we've experienced all we can here and pretty much seen it all. So it's about time to end this, video of looking what they had here and seeing the abandonment. Because this is my favorite part, is coming down here to see all this abandoned stuff. Anyway, though, guys, right here, though, if I walk this way straight out, I'd bonk my head out, so I gotta duck down so I don't knock myself out. But anyway, though, guys, if you guys enjoy these kind of weird kind of videos like this, definitely let me know. I've tried to try and get to a swap meet, though. It's a little bit more action at some point, like one of the ones that Fluffy Gamer goes to or something, so I can actually see one when it's actually real thrived and full of all kinds of stuff. And maybe there's a time when this one is totally full, but I've never seen it, and I've come a lot of different kinds of days. Who knows? Anyway, though, guys, thanks again for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.